It could be that you don't want all of your text to just go running from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. So it might be that you want to include columns, or you need to include breaks. So if we go up to Format, so we're going to go down to Columns, and we're going to pick 3 columns. So what you see here is now the text and everything else, including this picture, have all been split into 3 separate columns. Up in the ruler, we see the gray of the margin. We see the white part where text can be. We see a gray for another margin in between the columns, another white, more of a margin space, and then more text. If you want, you can click and drag to expand out those margins, or you can click and drag to reduce the size of the margins in between the columns of text. We could also, we're going to insert a continuous break. So we go to Insert Break. You can break to a new page. So all text after where the insertion point is would go to a new page. You could choose a column break. So all the text after this will be pushed off to the next column. You can choose a section break to push it to the next page, or a section break continuous, which means we're going to have a break, but nothing really seems to have changed. That's how you can adjust and have multiple formatting options on one page. So if I go back up to columns and I pick 2 columns, we see the original 3 columns that we had selected. But then after the section break, now the rest is only 2 columns. There may be some weird spacing that we would want to adjust depending on the final product and depending what we were after. I could also click up here, Insert, Break, and I'm going to choose a column break. And so you see that now there is space. The text is being a bit weird. That's because we don't exactly see where it's coming from. It may be easier to understand by being 1 column. So we see this is the first part. Here's our second part, and then that's the third last part. So if I insert another break here, continuous, this can be set to 2 columns. And then we would need to delete the page break. And now we see that the column break gave the gap here for the next part of the text to appear on the next column. So these are ways of formatting the text to get a desired visual